Hi, this is Pam, and I was on Facebook today and I said, I'm going to make raw chocolate pudding. I'll let you know how it turns out. Well, the comments that came behind that were hilarious. So I came back and said, okay, I'm going to shoot a video and do this because I promise you, however this tastes, I'm going to let you know. And I'm going to give you the real answer as to how this tastes. Now, the ingredients really surprised me. In fact, when I was looking at them, I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, you need an avocado. Now, what's interesting about that is I would never, ever think avocado would go into chocolate pudding, okay? The next thing you need is bananas. Now, the problem with that is they said extra ripe bananas. So you want bananas that are really speckled, and I really don't think these are speckled enough for extra ripe bananas, but we're going to go with that, okay? Also, you need milk. Now this is raw, so you're going to need a nut milk or soy milk. The recipe suggested soy milk, but I'm not a fan of soy, so I whipped up some cashew milk, okay? And if I ever body coach you, I'll teach you how to make cashew milk. I'll show you, it's really quick, okay? The next thing was agave nectar. Now I actually had to run to the store and buy some of that. I'm so glad that it's available in my area. But when I was looking for chocolate pudding recipes, there were so many other things that you could sweeten it with. In fact, hold on just a second. Let me tell you what it is. One recipe called for maple syrup. Now I went and bought agave nectar and I had a jug of maple syrup, but I didn't find that out until after I got back. Another recipe called for honey. Well, I have supersized honey. So, but again, I ran out and bought the agave nectar, so we're just going to go with agave nectar today. Another thing, raw chocolate cacao powder. Now, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it says cacao, okay, raw chocolate powder. Another thing this recipe called for was lemon juice. Now, I found that really unusual, but I also find an avocado to be a really unusual ingredient for chocolate pudding. So if this lemon cuts the taste of this avocado, I'm all for it. So we're going to try it, okay? Here we go. Let's sit that over here. First of all, we're going to put in an avocado, okay? All right. I know you guys are probably all with your noses turned up saying, oh my gosh, chocolate pudding and avocado. But we're going to figure out how this turns out, okay? So, here we go. Avocado. Right. The next item was a banana. Alright, so I'm going to use this one. It looks pretty speckled. Hopefully it'll do the trick. Now some of the recipes called for 2 avocados, but I kind of liked the idea of the banana a little better. So here we go with a banana. Alright. Alright, the next ingredient was 1 cup of milk. Oh, let me wash. I have avocado specks all over my hands. Alright. The next thing was the milk. And I used cashew milk. So we're going to pour 1 cup. It was 1 cup. You know what? And I always put a cinnamon stick in my nut milk when I make it. So let me pull out the cinnamon stick. And people probably wonder, why do I use cinnamon in my nut milk? I think it gives it just a little tinge of flavor, and I like that. The agave nectar, I need 2 tablespoons of. So here we go. 1, 2 tablespoons of agave nectar. And again, you probably can find a recipe that has honey or maple syrup. Alright, so the cacao powder is last. We're going to do 1/4 cup. So now I am really strict about measuring. So, oh, hold on just a second. Because I'm so strict, I like to measure it very precisely, okay? So I put the 1/4 cup in the bag, and then I'm going to use a straight edge to measure it. So you have exactly 1/4 cup. Gosh, that's a big 1/4 cup. I don't know about, that's really scary. This is 1/4 cup in Whose terms? Land of the Giants? I don't know. You know what? I can't do that. I'm scared. I don't know. These are brand new cups, and I really don't know if this is a quarter cup. And I do not want to wreck this recipe because you guys are watching this. All right, hold on. Let me get my old measuring cups. Okay, this is my old beat up cup. I went and got new cute cups, but all right, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. And now that I've poured that, I'm gonna check and see if that really was a quarter cup. So that's a quarter cup. Let me pour it in my old cup. It's a quarter cup. Okay, sorry. All right, so, okay. Oh, last thing was the lemon juice. All right. So my cute little new red cups that I doubted. I'm so sorry. All right, here we go. Lemon juice. I only need a teaspoon of lemon juice. This is a teaspoon. So let's just squeeze out some. Didn't take long. Okay, I have all these seeds in this lemon juice. I'm not trying to have the seeds, so let's squeeze out some more. Okay. Alright, that's a teaspoon of lemon juice. Alright, let's see what happens, shall we? Would you please care to join me? Now, we're going to mix it up in the blender and see what we get. What we got was something pretty solid. Hold on just a second. Okay, let me forage through my kitchen. Oh, here we go. Alright, let's see what we got. You know, this is so much fun doing it with my Facebook family. Oh my gosh, it looks like chocolate pudding. Alright, let's keep going. I'm going to stir it a little bit on the top here. And then I'm going to feed it to my cameraman, who is my son. Open your mouth. Don't pout. Don't complain. I'm looking at his face. You're not... You notice I didn't try it first. I tested it on my kid. And his face is so hysterical.
Banana and...
Stop talking. Cameraman is not allowed to talk. Okay. Alright, so come get closer, Sean, so I can show them what this looks like. I promise I won't put any more in your mouth. I'm going to try the next bit. But it looks creamy and delicious. Goodness. I can't believe you didn't like it. Okay, one we're going to chill, and then the other one I'm going to try. Okay, take a peek at this again. This is chocolate pudding, raw chocolate pudding. Alright, so now we're going to watch my face, since I already watched the cameraman. Sean, it's not too bad. Why are you laughing? It's warm. I'm thinking I probably would like it better cold, but my goodness. Okay. I taste the banana too. But what I don't taste is avocado. I do not taste avocado. What I'm going to do is get this cold. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, chill them both, and I'm going to come back and try it again. And then I'm going to taste it again on camera and tell you guys what I think, okay? Okay, so I'm back. And I just want you to know, my son, the cameraman, ate his whole bowl. Then he made all sorts of faces. But he ate it, scraped the bowl, and made faces. So he's a 16-year-old, what can I say? Alright, so I'm going to try my pudding. Okay. Alright, so I chilled mine. I'm going to sprinkle a couple walnuts on top. So I'm going to taste this. First I'm going to taste some without the walnuts. See what it... You know what? I think I could serve this pudding and people would not know the difference. They wouldn't know that there's no dairy in it. I don't think they'd be able to tell the difference. Tastes like chocolate pudding. Very good. My son said it was a little chalky. So you can experiment with it. Maybe use a little less cacao powder. I would use maybe 1 tablespoon more of sweetener. Either the agave nectar, honey, or maple syrup, whatever. But I would probably do 1 more tablespoon of sweetener. But other than that, this is delicious. I could see making a pudding pie with walnuts and pudding and maybe some whipped whipped topping made out of cashews. Cashews make an amazing whipped topping, by the way. So, okay, Facebook, there you have it. I think it was a success. Try it. It's very good. Very, very good. Good stuff.